I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in to the latest edition of FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast. I'm Tim Parmeter, founder and CEO of FranCoach and your podcast host. Today, we are going to reveal maybe the biggest secret in franchising, possibly the 3 most important things you need to know when it comes to how do you know which is the best franchise for you to own. What are the top 3 things you need to know and focus on during a very intensive and extensive discovery process with the franchisors? These 3 things are coming up. First, as always, we want to remind people of who we are. FranCoach is a national search firm dedicated to working with individuals interested in owning a franchise. We're partnered with over 600 franchises in about 70 different industries. Our number one goal is to help people get properly educated on franchise ownership. If it is the right path for them, then we're going to help them find their absolute best match. That's what we're here to do. Now, when we're working with clients, and there's all of these things going on, what are the top 3 things you need to know to find your best match? Well, first off, like maybe just kind of sit there and like, what do you think it is? And shout out some answers. Go ahead. I'm listening. What do we got? One of the things people tend to think about is money, and rightfully so. We all need to, eat and do those things like that. But it's really not. It is not the number one reason why people start a franchise. We've talked about this numerous times on this show. Number one reason people want to become a franchise owner is control. They want more control over their life. Typically things like freedom, flexibility, the ability to, hey, if I'm going to work hard for myself, I want to do it for me and not help somebody else make money. Family, a lot of being able to just have that flexibility with their family to do things. Creating a legacy, creating wealth and equity, because that business is something when ultimately you're done owning it, you get to sell it. You don't get to sell your job to the next person that comes in there, right? So those are all of the reasons. Yes, money comes down there with that, but it's not the number one driver, nor is it with franchises trying to find the best one. Oh, I need to replace this salary, right? And again, we've talked about this a lot. You're not replacing the salary, number one. Number 2 is, if anything, if you make $100,000 a year, you don't take home $100,000. You take home 70, right? Then you pay all your bills. Whereas with the franchise owner, a lot of the things that you pay once you get your salary, car, gas, car insurance, cell phone, internet at the house, little things like that, all become business expenses, all things that help reduce your tax liability for that business. Okay. So it's not that. So when we go through this, if we also just kind of back up for a second, before we get to these 3 things, when we are working with our clients, we're going to go through really 3 steps before we ever can do the research to know which franchises to connect you with. Really building from scratch every aspect of a business that you think you need. There's going to be some things that we're going to talk about that you didn't even know you needed to think about. right? As we build this out. So all of that is coming before we ever get to introducing you to franchises. Then once we've done that connection to the brands, it is, and we always refer to this as the discovery process. This is where now you're going to have, it can be 6 to 8 weeks in duration, a dozen or more steps with a franchise before you ever get to the end. And there are, again, tons of different things. That's why our team is here to help you throughout all of that, to help you just make sure nothing gets missed. Frankly, make sure your head doesn't explode with all of the info. You're not getting things confused. Nobody wants to ever think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get overwhelmed. You are going to get overwhelmed. You're going to miss some things. There's going to be things that you're not going to know. Frankly, that's why you use us, right? So as we go through this, here's our top 3 things. Number 1, and this is the absolute most important piece, is what is your role as an owner? And again, I cannot overstress this. There is nothing more important than this. Why? Because you are the one that has to get your butt out of bed every day to go run your business. Okay. Imagine, right now, some of you may wake up and go, gotta go to work. I'm sick of this job, I'm sick of the commute, all the different things that go with not loving your job. Right. So now imagine you have to do that and you're like, I can't believe I have to go run this business that I can't stand. Right. That's pretty miserable. It's one thing when it's a job, at least they're paying you, right? Until they decide not to pay you anymore. But the franchise, you like paid your own money to be able to start it and invest and build it up, right? So you want that. So what are some things that we talk about and we want people to think about with this owner role? Is very simply, it's kind of a blank slate. What are you actually good at? What do you want to do? Those things sometimes can be different, right? Maybe we've all probably been good at something in the past that we're like, I don't really want to do that anymore. And every now and then there's somebody that's going to be, like, hey, I've always wanted to do this, or I wanted to do more of this, but I never got a chance at my job because I got pigeonholed in this one spot, right? So what are you good at? What do you want to do? But also, what do you not want to do? We need to understand that too. As a business owner, you're at the top of the food chain, folks. You're going to do what you do best, and you're going to hire for the rest. So as an owner, do you sometimes need to be able to roll up your sleeves and maybe take out the trash, right? Of course, right? You need to be willing and able and ready to do that from time to time. But all day long, are you doing that? No, right? So what are you good at? What do you want to do, right? What's actually going to get you excited to pop out of bed in the morning to go run your business? What do you not want to do? That's telling you who we need to hire. And the other thing is, where do you need the most support? I know you're all amazing and great at everything. Perfect. Okay. Now let's come back to reality for a second. There's always going to be some things where like, I'm good at this, not so much that. The franchise model in general, they're going to have support in all aspects. So what people will ask us sometimes is, hey, will a franchise support me or help me with blank? I don't care what they say. Will the franchise help me with blank? Whatever it is, the answer is going to be yes. Now, yes, and in different things. Some franchises may have in one area fantastic support, like almost over the top. The next franchise may be a little bit less, right? So maybe it's marketing, and we're thinking, maybe something that's home service is going to have a really strong outbound marketing, the digital side, the SEO, the Google ads, the social media, maybe there's direct mail, right? All of these things working together are going to make your phone ring, okay? Maybe it's something where you're much more of a person that likes to get out and connect and talk to people and business development and maybe even go knock on doors somewhere. Well, you may not need that level of support. It may be something that's more B2B to allow you to do what you're good at, do what you want to do. You're going to need a brand maybe with a little less digital marketing, and maybe because you're out, maybe you need something that's got more back office support for you. Okay. Doesn't matter what it is, but we have to be kind of honest and self-aware as we go through this. So owner role, it is as we always say, the get out of bed test. Nothing is more important than this. What are you good at? What do you want to do? What do you not want to do? Where do you need the most support? Are you tired of being stuck in traffic during a long commute to a job you don't really like? Do you find yourself thinking of all the things you would rather do than driving on the freeway at the speed normally reserved for a school zone? And do you wish you had complete control over your personal and professional life? If so, you're not alone. So do our clients at FranCoach. FranCoach works with talented yet frustrated professionals who long for more control over things like freedom and flexibility, the ability to work hard for themselves versus someone else, and most importantly, avoid the craziness of rush hour traffic. How can this be accomplished? By working for yourself as a franchise owner. FranCoach works with people like this to help them identify the absolute best franchise for them to own, the one that can help them achieve all their goals. If you are sick of rush hour traffic and want to see if now is the time to work for yourself, contact FranCoach today at francoach.net. Set up your free consultation so we can help you get off the road to nowhere and create your better tomorrow. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a quick break from our podcast to tell you about our amazing friends at Entrepreneur. If you're looking to become a franchisee or simply learn more about business ownership, and guys, let's be honest, you're listening to the Franchising 101 podcast, so we know you have some interest in this. And I really encourage you to go to entrepreneur.com to check out all of their great content and resources. Seriously, Entrepreneur has everything, all the way from a bookstore to the best podcasts, webinars, and videos, plus information on upcoming events and the latest articles that seriously, they cover all aspects of franchising and business ownership. If you're having trouble deciding which franchise is right for you, start with Entrepreneur's renowned Franchise 500 ranking, which highlights the best franchises of 2022. For 45 years and counting now, Entrepreneur has been and continues to be the most widely recognized and respected authority in the franchising market. Digital and print subscriptions are available, so you never miss out on anything. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Go to entrepreneur.com right now and learn more.
Uh-oh, the last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pop, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
That's number one. Number two is people. So what do we mean by this? Well, there's a lot of different aspects of this. So number one is maybe you have a staff. More than likely, you're going to have a staff. What kind of staff is best for you? So in our process, before we ever get you to connect to franchises, we're going to talk about 3, 4, 5 different ways to potentially build out a team. Okay. Ultimately, we're going to figure out which of those is best for you, but you need to, again, like, you don't want to wake up and go, gosh, the team I've got to deal with, I can't stand it. They're terrible. I wish I wouldn't have done this. Well, that's no fun. So we need to understand the people. What about customers? When you own a business, here's a fun fact. It is a good idea to have customers. So the customer side of things, why are they buying from us? How do we find them? Who finds them? Who communicates with them? How long do they buy from us? These are all things that we need to kind of think through and understand, right? And so you want to make sure you have a customer base or a customer like profile that you are most comfortable with. If it is let's say, we are doing home cleaning and some person may say, hey, I love making that homeowner happy and building that long-term relationship with them. Great. The next person may say, man, that sounds annoying, right? Like I want to come in and paint your house, come in for a couple of days, make it look great, and now poof, I'm on to the next thing, right? Maybe I don't want to work with the homeowner. I want to work with the business owner. Maybe I want people coming to me versus me going to them. right? But we have to understand what's that customer profile that best fits you. And then the third aspect of people is going to be the community. As a business owner, you should, to some degree, have, I don't know, a level of pride in your business and get out and connect, right? Now, go back to our owner role. Some people love doing this, other people not so much, okay? But you need to understand you might just be in a line to get lunch somewhere and you have a polo on that has the name of your franchise, which do that, folks, right? As I literally have not something on today without any branding, right? But it is like, it's the easiest way to get somebody to go, oh, I saw your shirt. What is that? Right? Are you going to be comfortable about talking? What is that? What is that business? Right? Is it something that you can, and we're all proud of different things, right? So what does that sit? How's that sit with you? If somebody asks you about your business, not that you're going out like soliciting the conversation, and maybe you do, but at the very least, if somebody sees your shirt and they ask you, what is that? Are you going to be comfortable with that? So all the things around the people side of things, which again, kind of goes into the owner role, but it's really the staff. Who do you want to be around all day? What are they doing? The customers, again, kind of important, but you also don't want to be constantly annoyed by them. And then in the community. That's two. Number three is the franchisor itself. And not what you think, not the it of the franchise. I don't care about the it. It really doesn't matter nearly as much as people think, especially coming out. The longer you've been in the corporate world, the more you're brainwashed on the industry is the driving force. It is not in franchising. Franchises do not look for industry experience when they're looking at owners. So, but what do I mean with the franchisor? This is a long-term partnership. Okay. So it's kind of like family-ish a little bit. So you want to be, anytime that you are talking to the franchisor, whether it's from the top of the food chain to your development person that you're working with, everybody else that you will meet. Again, we're going to end this discovery process with a meet the team day where you will, guess what, meet their team. You'll also get opportunities to talk to owners. Do you feel like you are in the right room? Okay. We don't all have to be besties, but you want to feel comfortable that, hey, these people know what they're doing. Culture is an overused buzzword, but it is a real thing. Do you align with their vision, their values? Then somebody a few years ago was at a Meet the Team Day, and the Meet the Team Day started with the CEO was up in front of the room and he was walking them through their company, their franchisor mission statement. And I literally get in a text from this dude sitting there, and he's like, basically he's like, I'm ready to sign. And I'm like, first of all, stop texting in the middle of the Meet the Team Day. They're going to kick you out. So, but what happened? He's like, and he was an individual that had his own kind of mission statement crafted and vision statement crafted, right? So kudos to him. But the franchisor, when they read it, it was almost exactly what mine was, right? Talk about feeling like he's in the right room. So you want to make sure that you want to have that comfort. These people know what they're doing, that they're going to have your back because they're the ones training you. They're the ones giving you the long-term support. And you also want to see what their vision is for growth, right? Does that align with yours, right? The support piece, where again, will a franchise support me with blank? Yes, but how? How much is that this is a big area of need for me. And the franchisor, this is one of their strengths, is supporting me in this area. Great. We've got that alignment, right? Well, I'm not very good at this, and this is something they're kind of like glossing over. That might be a problem, right? So we want to make sure as we go through this journey, and from the very first person you talk to in the process, through to the CEO, to every member of their team, their owners. I think franchise owners, it's a very underrated part of this process and the match, because when you become a franchise owner, there is nobody out there in the world that has a better understanding of what you are going through than other franchise owners in your system. Not the person training you, supporting you, the CEO, whoever, other franchise owners. So as you get a chance to talk with them during this journey, and usually at a minimum, you'll talk to 3 or 4 before we get through this, is I always want to say is ask them like, hey, like, how are your owners? Do your owners talk to one another, right? And you may be the person going, man, just give me the stuff and leave me alone. And now all of a sudden you're talking to owners and they are like you feel like there's just this big group hug. Well, you might feel a little uncomfortable with that, right? But the next person's like, man, I love this. They're really collaborative, right? They foster that relationship. I got off the phone with this owner and the last thing they said to me was, hey, reach out anytime. And if you get started, let me know. I'm happy to help you as you're getting onboarded, right? Feel like you're in the right room with the right people, okay? So owner role, the people you're around, staff, customers, community, the franchisor. Are you in the right room with their staff, with their owners, with their vision, where their support, strengths, and weaknesses are, okay? Those are the 3. What did I not say in this? Well, money. Why not? We all need money. It's important. We're not going to ignore it during this journey, but the money follows the fit. Okay. I'm quite sure clients get annoyed when I say this all the time, but say it with me, folks. The money follows the fit. If you have a owner role that is, instead of what you're good at, it's all about what you're bad at and what you don't want to do, right? And the support comes where you don't need it, right? And you're around people, your staff, your customers, and your community that are complete opposite of what you want to be around all day long. And you feel very mismatched with the franchisor, okay? I don't care how much money owners are making that system. You will not get there because you're gonna friggin' hate it, okay? So again, owner role, people in the franchisor. Money follows the fit. The other thing that is not mentioned in those top 3 things, folks, it is not the franchise disclosure document. Okay. The FDD is, I don't want to say it's not important, but none of these things are in the FDD, right? That's the legal portion of the show that we have to kind of suck it up and read through. Are there some valuable pieces of information in there? Yes, that we do need to read. We do need to understand. Is there anything in that FDD that's going to tell me what's the best franchise for me to own? Absolutely not, because it is not outlining in great detail what that owner role is. It is not talking about the people, the staff, the customers, and the community. And it's not really talking about the franchisor. Yeah, hey, it's got, item 2, I think, or 1 has the leadership team. Yeehaw, big deal. I could have like gone on LinkedIn and gotten that information, right? It's not telling me how that franchisor is going to support me. It's not telling me, it's telling me that it's going to, but it's not giving me where like kind of in what ways. And it's not really telling me anything about the owners other than it has their contact information. Again, big deal. That's not a communication. That's not a conversation with owners to get a sense of, do I feel comfortable around these folks, right? So if you chase the money, you're going to find the right thing. If you're looking in the FDD for, oh my gosh, which of these is the best one? It ain't there, folks, right? It is, again, this is why this is a long process looking at franchises, because there's all the bells and the whistles, and we need to understand, franchise is going to go, oh my gosh, look at all the things we do in marketing. We've got a call center and we've got this, we've got that. Awesome. Take all of that in, ask questions around it. But, and we advise our clients on this all the time. People are going to, at some point during this journey, we're going to bust out the spreadsheet of the Google sheet, right? Okay, I got my pros and I got my cons. I got them all listed right here. Great. You know what? Nobody, and I mean nobody, ever thinks to put on there? Owner role. People, the franchise, right? They've got like, well, this one's got royalties of 7%. And this one's got royalties of 6.5%. Big deal. Like, it does not matter. What matters is your role as an owner, the get out of bed test, people you're around, and the franchisor. When you can keep focus on those 3 things, yes, learn and understand all of the other stuff, but those are the 3 things that are going to drive you to the best match for you and is going to greatly increase your chance of success, whatever success looks like for you, because guess what? It's your fit. It's going to pop you out of bed in the morning. Is stuff going to go wrong? Hell yes, it's going to go wrong. But when it's in your sweet spot of what you want to do, you're around the right people, you've got the support you need, they're little bitty road bumps. They're not mountains that we can't get over. So keep those 3 things in mind as you are looking and thinking about a franchise. and really just work with FranCoach, and you don't have to worry about it because we'll keep bugging the crap out of you about these 3 things until we figure it out. So that's that. I want to kind of wrap real quick with a couple things. One, as always, francoach.net, franchising101podcast.net. Reach out to us. There's never any fee for our service to work with our team to figure out, again, if this is the path for you. You're listening, you're curious, let's find out more. And if so, we're going to help make sure you find the best one because, again, we're going to focus on these 3 things. And then lastly, don't forget, guys, our brand spanking new TV show on Biz TV called The Franchising 360 Show. Myself, my lovely better half, Danielle Wright, with this. We've got guests that are coming on throughout this. If you've missed the first 2 episodes, don't worry because the first one really wasn't all that good. Second one was a little bit better, but we're getting better as we're going through this. But every Friday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Again, download the Biz TV app. You can get it on like Roku and Amazon. You can go on YouTube. You can go straight to the internet and go to Biz TV. It's even actually on some local channels as well. So find it, check it out. It's about some of the things we talk about here, becoming a franchise owner, but even getting into things about how to become a successful owner. You're successful once you are an owner, and then even how do you take that business and turn it into a franchise? Thus, the 360 degree, which drives my wife crazy when I do this every single time. But check it out, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Until then, and until next week, thanks as always for checking us out here on the Franchising 101 podcast, and we'll talk with you next week. Thanks so much.